Okay, welcome everyone. There is going to be high impact news in, there we go, 1 minute. So make sure you trade safe, make sure you're set, and let's see if we get some volatility on the chart. Huh? Okay. Let me shut off the music that's still running for me. There we go. So yeah, the countdown begins, I suppose, very soon. Let me refresh here, put it on 3. So there you go, 20 seconds, high impact news. Impact is 3 stars, which is the highest on the website here. So yeah, let's see. Now, one thing I do notice here is, first of all, we are on top of support, but you can see an impulsive structure for a bit, right? We have a bit of a grind, a sharp move, and price is grinding sideways again. So generally, one has to think about a couple of 4-5s over here, and we haven't yet moved into the fibs. We have not touched at least the 3A2, which is notable. So that is something that I noticed looking at the chart, and we will see if price can actually manage to at least hit the 3A2, yes or no. Now, we can immediately see there is a bit of activity on the chart, right? A bit of volatility, normal, taking highs, taking lows, you know, all sorts of stuff happening. So let's see what we get. Jeroen, welcome. Agent J, Engine Tour, the Mahala Workshop, Jonat Sandu, Janis, Min, Doxa, welcome everyone. Good to have you here. Engine from Canada. Nice, man. Hopefully one day we will visit Canada and actually go skiing in Canada. That would be very, very nice. Sigma Rule 001, good to have you here as well. Now, something that I did not talk about in the morning update, but I do shortly want to cover this. And it's been on my chart the whole morning. In case you have my chart open, it is on a share. Link is in the Linktree, link in the description. You can see that this range and this low has been made after the 10 fib time, which is quite extraordinary. It's definitely not common for a corrective structure matching this move to be this long, right? If this happens, then the probabilities are higher that whatever this is, if we look for price to move up, that this here, right, is a B or an X. Low probabilities that all of this is a 2 because it's just so incredibly long in time. The moment you pass a 6 fib time, all right, so that is this one, and even a 5, but the moment you're passing a 6 fib time, that is the moment where you also, of course, and that's where the diagonal comes in. That's why I started talking about diagonals. The moment you pass a 6 fib time, you also have to be aware that whatever the structure here is that price is forming, it might be something new, right? And not related to the first structure. And that is purely, of course, time ratio analysis, as called in the book from Elliott Wave Principle, Frost and Prechter, they call it ratio analysis. I just use fib times to check the ratio between waves. But something I just didn't cover in the video, I forgot about it, is that this range is very long compared to the move towards the upside. And if we shoot up, definitely higher probabilities this is a B and we look for a C, or we have an X and we have a Y, which in other words increases the probabilities that even if you do move up and take out 102, the probabilities are higher. You're not yet done ranging. Yeah, it's all probabilities. And of course, quite clearly, due to time, the diagonal scenario is one that we have in our minds. And of course, if you do move down, well, you know, you're going to continue ranging anyway. It's just that the probabilities aren't great for, first of all, this to be a wave 1, a 2. I saw a count like that earlier today, and wave 2 here hit the 886 Fibonacci, taken from this low to this high, which is an incredibly rare target for a wave 2, right? Very, very rare target for a wave 2. Makes a lot more sense to count this and this both corrective instead of impulsive because of the 886 touch over here. Besides this move up, it does count a bit zigzaggy. But yeah, so low probabilities, this is a 1 and this is a 2. Higher probabilities, this is corrective, right? Yes, you could finish possibly an impulse there, A, B, C, or W, X, Y, whatever you counted, and then end 4, higher time frame, and look for a 5, 1, 2, and 3. The problem is that your 2 is just so incredibly big, which lowers the probabilities. This is a 2, 1, 2, and you look for a 3. It's just probabilities. So therefore, it increases probabilities on the higher time frame. You're not yet done ranging, which then brings us to either this, which then is a triangle structure here, A, B, C, D, E, continue the range, and then eventually we finish, right? We're done, and then we actually continue with, of course, also this scenario, which is that, yeah, okay, we count it as an impulse, but it's a 3. And this is just, this is wave 4 stuff, like the red wave 4, right? So this is a first structure of 4, second structure, third structure, and then you continue afterwards with this being the bearish version, basically. So in other words, the probabilities at the moment are higher on the 4-hour daily that we just continue ranging. Take the lows, continue ranging, take the highs, continue ranging, and not yet escape the range between the all-time high and basically 85K, which is, in my opinion, as low as we would possibly like to see, not really below that, to be honest. So yeah, that's something I forgot in the morning update. So I just wanted to make sure I covered that. And just like I mentioned at the beginning of the live stream here, that price moved to the downside, bit of a grind, sharp move down, bit of a grind again, price moving horizontal. Typical impulsive structure, common to look for possibly 4 5s over here, which means it's interesting to look for a little bit of a bounce. The 382 is usually a minimum retracement target if you do eventually get a move to the upside. And then the question, of course, is the move eventually corrective, or do you continue, right? If it is corrective, well, look for downside. So, yeah, so those are some thoughts that I didn't cover in the morning update. Quite simply, first of all, in the morning update, of course, we didn't yet have this range on top of support. And second, I just completely forgot to talk about the size of the range and the impact it has on the higher time frame as well. So, okay, we covered that in the live stream. I may repeat it a couple of times as new people are, gonna join the stream and maybe have some questions. But yeah, the agenda for today's live stream, first of all, gonna be online for an hour. I got to be good in my time management today because there's a lot to do in the background. And oh yeah, so now that the news hit, so we have some volatility, right? We got some high impact news here. We will observe the chart for a little bit, see what happens here. Then we get to the analysis. We're going to cover different time frames, talk about the probabilities, and then we have chatting and Q&A, wrap it up. Now, in the beginning, as we observe price, we basically have chatting and Q&A as well, because we just observe what the volatility is doing. You're on the CB chart. No? 886 wasn't touched. Fipple from 89 to all-time high. Oh, did we just miss out on it? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, of course, there's multiple charts, but let's have a look. Maybe it just... No, it definitely hit on my chart. So you may have another Coinbase chart. Of course, there's multiple, or you are on USDT while I'm on USD. But it did touch on my chart. This 886 is not relevant for the probabilities to take the low because this is an 886 in the middle of corrective structures, right? There's something magical about the 886. If you're curious, I'm happy to explain in it a bit more detail. But basically, in a nutshell, if the 886 gets touched from the beginning of a corrective structure to the low, right? So for example, this high to this low, this high to first this low, and then later this high to that low. If you hit the 886, probabilities are incredibly high that you continue the trend, right? So as price is trending right? On any time frame. You can use it here on the lower time frames as well. You can even use it here on the lower time frames. But as long as price is in a trend, higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, right? You can pull an 886 that basically is quote unquote counter trend. So you pull an 886 from the high to the low, right? From the high to the low, from the high to the low, from the high to the low. And what happens is if price touches the 886, then it is incredibly common. This is stuff that I discovered, this is what now, 1.5 years ago. But it is very, very common after an 886 is touched. I think we just missed out here, but just for the sake of the example, to get a retracement to the golden pocket, which is why I have this, wait, here. Get a bit of a retracement after the 886, and then afterwards you continue. So you basically continue the trend. So you touch an 886, you get a bit of a retracement, but the probabilities are incredibly high to continue the trend. So it gives you a directional bias for continuation, basically, and that is very nice for trading direction, trading probabilities. So that is something to keep an eye on. That's also the reason why I have an 886 on the chart currently here, yeah. So this 886 that we touched here is not relevant for those type of probabilities. Yes, we're in a downtrend here. But all of this is still part of very likely corrective structures. And then 886 can be touched in a wave Y, can be touched for a wave C in a triangle, right? Can even be touched for a running flat wave C. So you want to always pull it from the start to the end. Yeah, on my chart, the 886 there did get touched. Yeah. We're jumping into the analysis very quick, but yeah, welcome everyone. Good to have you here. Of course, covered a couple of names already, but No Joke, Sigma, WXYXZ, what's up? Bulund Ozdemir, welcome. Turkey, I suppose. Welcome. Pooh. I'll call you Nop, the first 3 letters. Phil, welcome. GTP Sleeper, this should be a fun one. Yeah, so anyone here that knows about the news and the fundamental impact of this stuff. So I'm not a fundamental trader. I don't follow any news, as many of you know. So I don't know what it means. I don't know what it does. I don't know if it's bullish, bearish. I just look at the volatility on the chart, and of course we have Elliott wave probabilities. So that's stuff that we keep in mind. Oconte Studio, Leon, welcome. Engine, yo, MX Nick. What's up, man? That's been a while. Greetings from Paris. Yo, okay. Well, at least we're in the same country again. Yo, welcome. Hopefully you enjoy Paris, man. Enjoy. Check out the Eiffel Tower at night. Some croissants. We don't have much snow in BC for the last 2 years. Not enough for skiing. Oh, really? Oh. That's unfortunate. I love snowboarding. I had no idea that 2 hours from where I live, but when we moved here, right, in the south of France, that we had the mountains around the corner. I didn't know. It was a very, very positive surprise. Got the ocean on one side, and 2 hours inland got the snow. So yeah, lovely. Simply lovely, as Max Verstappen would say. Cover this, Brain Feeder, pleasure. Thanks for being here and writing something. Bert, what's up? I'm also on the, I think it's because my fibs are on log. Oh yeah. You got to turn it off log. If you are covering price action that has not moved at least over 100% or 100%, I generally talk about 150, 200, but a minimum of 100%, just use the linear chart and turn log off, because you can put your fibs on log, because my fibs are on log, but if I'm not on the log chart, so it isn't activated. You can see here. Can you see this on, can you see it? Yeah. Yeah. So you can see fib levels based on log scale. All of my fibs are turned on, but you can see I can't click it. I don't. Yeah, like I misclicked, but you get the idea. It's gray, right? So it doesn't work. So it's not activated. But if I go to a log chart, right, that is the moment where I can change it. So I only use the log chart if I analyze price action that has at least pumped 100% minimum, because that is when you want to correct for the price, like 1% at 15K is very different than 1% at 100K. And you want to correct for that difference in price. And that's what the log chart does. So that is, so that's why I use the normal 886 in this range, as we cover basically 90 to 110, that range. Rayat, welcome. W.A. Jung. I'm the Great Wave in the Discord. You're active in the Discord. It's difficult for me if people have a different name in Discord compared to YouTube. It's difficult for me to always follow exactly who's who. It's very easy if people have the same names. You know what I mean? Makes life very easy. What's happening over here? So this was the news. This was literally when it hit. Moved up a little bit. Big wick and back up and back down. Bit of volatility on the chart. But no conclusive stuff. Of course, we're on top of the golden pocket. We have a range value area low. I don't exactly know the pull that I did, something like this. Yeah, so we have the value area low and daily naked point of control in this area, which are the confluences of the box. So that is why the box is here. Of course, the daily naked point of control is touched, so might as well remove it now. And again, typical impulsive structure is bit of a grind, sharper move down, and then you start getting a bit of a grind again, right? And then eventually you do look for a bounce. It is incredibly uncommon for price to go, get the grind, move sharp down, start moving horizontal again, but then do this again. We had this. Right, we had this not too long ago here. Right, we have our 1, we have our 2, right, or ABC. That's the question. But then, is this a great example? I suppose you can see this is an incredibly large example here. I actually wanted to use this as an example, but of course 1, 2, 3, 4, and then get some diagonal shenanigans, whatever this was, in a way 5. But I suppose at least here on the lower time frame, you can see you start with a bit of a grind, get a sharp move down, and you end with a bit of a grind, and then preferably you move back up to at least the 0.382 Fibonacci that you pull from the start to the end of the move, which commonly is a minimum retracement target. And then you got to take it from there. Now 4-5s are often difficult to read because 4-5s can be very complex, right? This can be a flat in a 4, and then you have another move down, and then you can range again, and you get another move down, and it's difficult to exactly know, okay, 5 min, 3 min, what's going on, right? How many 4-5s do you get? It's just that probability-wise, the moment you start moving more sideways after a sharp move, you would eventually start looking for an impulse to end or ABCs to end, and then price to at least retrace into the fibs, as I like to call it, which is at least the 382, which we haven't hit. The fib is taken from the high to the current low on the chart. And then the question is, if you do move up, is it a corrective structure or impulsive structure? So I got to be a little bit patient, see what happens. Daily profits, welcome. Tino, what's up? Vision, do you have some time to talk about our Lord and Savior 83K? If you go down to 83, that's the daily gap. It is still a wave 4 target on the daily. It's just, if you go to 83, you're going to move below the lowest degree wave 4, and that starts to be a problem. That's very messy. Up. So from an impulsive perspective, 1 second here, let me put it on the chart. Yeah, there you go. So you can see here the white 4, right? This is your 3. The moment you break 85, which is this low, you're going to move below the lowest degree 4. And in Elliott waves, a strong guideline is that you actually don't want a wave 4 to move below this. Like it's not nice. Wave 4 of a higher degree tends to retrace to the termination point of a wave 4 of a lower degree. And that eventually then also creates your grind. So by all means, right, when we talk about impulses, just look how nice this structure is. Grind in the beginning, push up, and guess what we're doing now, right? Now, how many 4-5s are we getting? Right, that's the question, and da-da-da. But we, of course, keep an eye on everything. But it should at least make someone aware that after this push, we go sideways, right? It at least should make someone aware that, yeah, cool, you can of course still move up and get a 5, but it starts to look a bit toppy, no? For a bit of a deeper retracement. And we're not talking yet necessarily about a bull market top. A bull market top would be this. But preferably, also on the daily, the probability is still higher to look for higher. But this is your weekly, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then eventually you get your wave 5. Couple of 1-2s in 5, you get your 3. Couple of 4-5s in 5, you create a top, and then eventually you get your retracement, and the bull market is over, and everyone leaves again. This is your more bullish scenario. 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you get your 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, but it depends on the range. So on the daily, if we zoom in, preferably we are not yet done, but we take it step by step. Where's the... Oh, yeah. Right. So there you go. So you can see how important, where we are currently on the chart is actually an important area. We on a weekly time frame, there is at least a potential to look for a top to come. On the daily, probabilities are higher to still look for higher and all-time highs. But if you move up, the next move up, you got to be aware of it being the potential of a top, right? Now, this move to the upside and this range can still take weeks, right? This can take weeks of sideways price action. This move to the upside can also take weeks. So you're going to end maybe in the middle of this year or maybe even Q3, right? There's enough time. But you got to be aware that the next move up might also be the final move to the upside. As on a weekly, your quote-unquote bearish scenario, quite simply, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, might come into play. And if we count here on a daily time frame, you can see the grind, you can see the move up. You got the grind, right? You got typical impulsive structure. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, and then pop, right? Then you start retracing. And depending on the retracement, we either get continuation, yes or no. That's stuff that we analyze once we get it, which at the moment, we are, of course, not at all-time highs. So it's an interesting time. Don't be on the wrong side. Mohib Fat, still following you every live stream. I don't participate in chat. Thanks for following the live stream, and thanks for being here, subscribing, liking. I know I am very much a lurker myself, right? So when I watch live streams, and generally I don't really chat when I watch something, live streams on Twitch or live streams on YouTube. I'm very passive, but I support the creator with my attendance, like, and sub, so, yeah, that's what the YouTube algorithm values, but hopefully you value the content. That's most important to me, that you guys are happy. Christian, producer price index is the cost when they produce products. Hope you have a good day. Lucky, thank you, Lucky Gupta. So far, so good. Actually went to the sauna just before the stream for about an hour. So, yeah, it's good. Wednesday is my recovery day. So, gym, running, recovery. I don't know what's on my agenda tomorrow. I have my schedule, so I got to check. But today is... Oh, no. Wait. Today's Thursday, so it's gym, run, gym, different muscle group, recovery. Tomorrow, I think, is running. Saturday, gym. Sunday, recovery. I think that's the agenda. I gotta go a little bit quicker here. Welcome, Crowline. No snowboarding from where I am. Oh no. Yeah, sandboarding maybe. Sandboarding. Jordan or Jordan? Okay. Jordan or Jordan. I'll try to remember this. Jordan or Jordan. Pronounce it the same. Thanks, Trapped YouTube. News volatility. How likely is it we wick down to the 618, 05, or 302 from the last impulse from 50K? If you go... Wait, I think we already hit the 382. One second. It depends on the pool. Wait, oh, you mean all the way from the low? No, I don't think we hit this 382. Did we? I don't think so. No, we missed out. You know, this pool, however, is not yet relevant from a technical perspective. So only when you finish a structure will you pull a Fibonacci and Elliott waves from the low to the high, right? Because you want to match your pools with your count. 1 second here. So if we are looking for a 4, right, you pull it from 2. So that's the higher low, not the low. You pull it from the higher low, which creates the fibs you see here on my chart, right? But for yellow, right, if you're looking for the yellow 4, then you pull a fib from yellow 2 to yellow 3. And for green, green 2, green 3, etc., right? So at the moment, only if you finish an impulse, right, or we get clarity on a finished impulse to the upside and we get a bigger retracement, that is when we start pulling from the low to the high. And if you do pull from the low to the high, you're either going to be looking for a wave 4 or another 2 would be very bullish. I don't think that's on the cards for the bull market. But yeah, at the moment, it's not yet a relevant Fibonacci pull from an Elliott wave point of view. Yeah. What's up, Sibel? Welcome. If you, Contest Studio, if you ever think of getting into how Bitcoin chart correlates with other charts, I recommend watching Benjamin. Oh, yeah. I know him as a creator. I watched him back in the day. I got to say, I watch very, very little crypto-related YouTube and anything because it's, I very much focus on just I'm doing my own thing and I watch Trackmania. I used to be a professional Trackmania player back in the day, so I still watch a lot of Trackmania-related content, entrepreneurial content, self-development content. Yeah, I think that pretty much summarizes what I look at. But I do know Benjamin Cohen has very he does a lot of research. He has his own indicators and stuff. So I can recommend it's a great channel. And he's a very calm, collected guy as well. I think he's incredibly smart. So yeah, very nice channel. I recall watching many of his videos back in the day. To the one of but then so even if we didn't hit that 886, because you didn't now take it from the low to the all-time high, you're still, then your all-time high is now a B or an X stop, so you're still looking for higher. Is touching the 886 means that we take the lower high after a long time? No, that's true, depending on the context. So if you have a uptrend, right, and you pull an 886 from high to low, high to low, high to low. Every time the 886 is hit, you just look for higher. And usually after an 886 is touched, so you have an uptrend, price retraces, touches the 886, generally you get a move down and continue. It's not common for price to then take out this low again. Typically, you get a bit of a retracement and then you follow up, which gives a potential entry for a continuation of the trend. Cheese, what's up, man? How you doing? Welcome. Good to have you here in the live stream. Cheese always comments on many videos. Yeah, cheers, man. Also learning a lot, making lots of notes. He always writes about it in the comments. Keep log off. No, only chart. Only chart. So all of my fibs, because I am lazy and you should be too, right? All of my fibs are fib levels based on log. They're all checked. However, the fibs are not log as long as I don't actually activate the log chart, right? There's no notable difference whatsoever because the price action is it's not enough percentage-wise. So if price at least has a 100% move and you analyze 100% structure, right? That is when log chart becomes important because you want to correct for the big price difference, basically. Right, so from 15K to 100K is what, 400%, 500%. We want to correct the chart. We want to correct for price and basically make a percentage chart. So that the percentage is the same when you pull fibs. 1% at 15, the same as 1% at 110. That's what you correct for with log. If you do local analysis or there's a 10, 20K move, at least on Bitcoin, it's not significant enough to use log charts. So you can just put the fibs on log because I don't want to switch all the time between log, not log, log, not log if I do go to a log chart. So I just turn everything on, but I turn log chart off. No. What's up, Gwilliam? And Ice Cube's lady? I'm your radio right now. Welcome. Good to have you here. Have you already now visited Europe, by the way? Because I remember you were going to Europe. Cosmin, what's up, man? Higher PPI came out, but it means higher inflation prediction. So Ethereum bet for markets. Fed gives importance to this. All reports bet for markets the last days. Stay safe. Negative news. Bump. Right? We'll see. We'll see. We trade what we get. Do you have account which go down, touch 93,900 and bounce? Yeah, yes. But then you need an impulse down, which is the dotted line here. So then basically you have A, B, C, C. That's then the count, basically. Mm-hmm. What's up, Kiwi? Again, watching while it's, what is it? Again, 4 a.m.? Crazy. Robert Patterson, welcome. Good to have you here. The actor himself. Is the 1 hour... Yo. Agent J, man. That is very appreciated for helping me make me a better Elliott Wave analyst. Make me a Elliott Wave better analyst. But like and hard. Yo, thanks, Agent J. That's incredible, man. And happy to hear that while you're here on the channel for a while already, you're learning a thing or two, educating yourself. I mean, in the end, you got to put time in yourself, right? To educate, learn more about Elliott Waves. But hopefully it is paying off. And thanks for the dono, man. That's very appreciated. Thanks, Agent J. It's also nice, like, many people come back during live streams, during in the comment section, right? It is very familiar names. And Agent J has been here for a long time already. And it's nice to sometimes get an email, messages, dono, comments, where people explain their progress over the past months or years. But their progress by watching stuff on the channel or watching me do my thing, I suppose. Thanks, Agent J, man. No sound? There should be sound. There should be sound. How can you identify the end of a correction on the 15 min to look for a setup? I always struggle. On the 15 minute, so there's from an Elliott Wave point of view, there is two type of trades that I have interest in, and then I also have other tools that I use to like confirm an entry, the yes or the no. But there's two things that I like to look for. Let me use it. First, I'll explain without the chart, right? So first of all, if you have a move to the upside, can be corrective, can be impulsive, but you know, if corrective, a zigzag family structure, for example, like a simple zigzag. If this is a W X, Y, you're looking for price to take the low, right? So, but by all means, you have a move to the upside. If the move down is a higher probability corrective structure, I'm always going to look for longs, and of course I have my target boxes as well, which can give an entry. It depends for myself, like right if I trade, so. I get an impulse, I wait for corrective structure, right? If this corrective structure is a higher probability, if the structure to the downside is a higher probability corrective move, well, the probabilities are higher to take out the high. So I'm interested to long. And depending on the context, I either enter the moment probabilities are in favor to take out the high, or I wait for price to maybe hit a box, and then I trade from my support or resistance, because you can also do the other way around, from my resistance area, and then your invalidation is the low, right? And the moment the high is taken, you observe, right? You just analyze what happens after from an Elliott wave point of view. Of course, I also have boxes on the other side, right? So if price would hit a box down here and price moves up to a box somewhere above, typically I like to close trades because I know that my boxes tend to be well respected and there's at least a reaction. And if there is a reaction at my next box, so imagine price does this, goes up, and there's a reaction, well, I just close when it hits the box. I wait for the reaction. If this reaction is corrective again, right, we get a corrective range, perfect. You know, I'll just I'll re-enter, put my stop loss, whatever count we are having, and I look for price to take out the high again. Look for the next box of resistance, exit, wait for a new range. If corrective, again, right? So basically, that's one way that I like to execute using Elliott waves, right? And another one is, I actually have a great example of this one. 1 second, I gotta. Where was it? Oh, here, yeah. So the other one is when you have a move to the downside, that is, I got to go to a lower time frame here. So go to 3 minute. Pop. Was it? No, I can't go. 1 second here. I'm trying to get you the example. Not even sure. I don't think, whoops, I can go far enough. Doesn't matter. It's about the explanation. Anyway, can I use the 15 at least? Oh, wait, I could. There we go. Okay, perfect. I found it. So it's always tricky, you know, when you go to a very low time frame, you're like, oh, wait, where was it again? So sharp move to the downside, right? So again, we start with a bit of a grind, price moves down, and you end with a bit of a grind. The moment this happens, I also have interest to trade the opposite direction. Because then I'm interested in at least a bounce maybe to the fibs or to possibly taking out the high. Depends on you know, corrective, impulsive. Is it a flat C, A or 1? It doesn't matter. But I'm at least looking for a bit of a bounce, right? And yeah. So I took this one because we also had the value area. Wait, volume profile. The point of control of this range was here, which we touched. All right, so we touched that one, very nice. And what I then did is I did this. So my stop loss was below this low, right? I entered a little bit early early, quote unquote, not exactly on the point of control, but just because price was doing this, I was like, okay, you know, I have interest. I don't want to see the low taken and this support lost. My first TP1 was the 0.382, which is the red candle you see in the uptrend. So this was my first TP1. Why? It's the fibs, right? So there's always the potential to ups 382 and there you go. So yeah, I took it. However, after taking a TP here, right? Stop, poof, break even. I see the volume. Wait, volume was increasing, right? Price moving up, volume increasing, and I'm like, okay, interesting, right? And that's when I started looking for at least a high. So, and that's of course just trade management. But from an Elliott wave point of view, those are two. I'm not really someone that's like, I'm looking for a wave 5, a wave 4, a wave 3. I just, I know the analysis, I know the probabilities, I know what I'm looking for, and depending on the context, if I have interest, I might enter a trade. I don't, of course, trade all of those type of setups because I do have a few requirements, and I'm a very patient trader. But yeah, I guess those are at least 2 examples. Do you listen to something while you exercise? No. Typically, I just focus fully on exercising. Yeah. I have the flu right now. Take care. Watch and listen. Take care. Thanks, James. He's not turbo bullish. Yeah, but that's the problem. Yeah, people are always too bullish in a bull market. And maybe they don't like my channel as well because I'm not too bullish. I take it level by level, which in my opinion is the only correct approach. I'm not talking about 500 Bitcoin, 200K Bitcoin, 300K Bitcoin. Right? It's bullshit. We're at 100K, right? We're at 100K. We came from 15K, right? And it's always the same. It's always the same. Maybe one day the channel shouting such targets are going to be correct. Once upon a blue moon. But do you remember, I don't know if everyone here was in this bull market. People here, right, we broke this high. People here already, the moment we broke the high, people start talking about like crazy numbers, right? You have people going on TV, CNBC, and I don't know what type of financial channels where they are in the public eye shouting 300K Bitcoin, 200, 500K. Mate, we just passed 20K, right? What you talking about? And then over here, we're at 65, right? The moment price does this, look how steep it is, right? People easily, people become so bullish. Oh, yeah, 100, easy. 300, 500, 1 million per Bitcoin. Yeah? And then, poof, down to 30, 69, 15. Now, some people maybe hold all the way through the bear market, right? Respect. And maybe one day... one day you're going to be talking about 200K Bitcoin, 500K Bitcoin. But they were expecting that during this run, right? It's stupid. It's stupid. It's not good trading. It's not good. No financial advice, of course, by anyone on the internet. Everyone has to do their own research. I think it's ridiculous. I trade level by level. And I have my way of... Let me explain how I approach the market on the weekly. So on the high time frame, right? So... Can we maybe go to 200? Well, maybe. I'm not talking about 200, right? My target is basically 81 to 174 max. However, because of the potential of this, preferably we still take out the high. But because of the potential of at least this, I am very aware that we might end bull markets during the next small little run. So at the beginning, right, once we start running, my way of trading is very different than the end. What I tend to do here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Once we get into ending wave 5 territory, I approach it range by range, level by level. But from an Elliott wave point of view, we don't have levels to the upside. It's unknown territory. So it's range by range. Price moves up, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, potential 5. No financial advice. I'm just explaining how I approach it, and maybe it will help some people, maybe it doesn't. But the moment we start to possibly finish wave 5s, I pretty much exit. it's a great run, and I'm selling parts or sometimes complete positions. And what I then do is I observe the range. And if the range has a higher probability to be corrective, right? So just imagine, right? Imagine you're swing trading, right? Price is moving. You're doing something like this, right? Okay, cool, nice. Now, if this range has a higher probability to be corrective, okay, cool. Enter a new one. The moment we get a new range, sell. Wait for the range to form. If higher probabilities to be corrective, enter again. Right, wherever the stop loss is. And you get the idea. Okay, wait. And now, of course, I count the lower time frame, so I can estimate when we end wave 5s, right? Okay, cool. And we get the next push. Wait for a range. Oh, higher probabilities corrective? Cool, enter again. Because, of course, I sold. Oops. And I might not sell at the exact high, right? But that's not the goal, right? The goal is to make money. You don't want to find yourself here and then there holding through the whole damn thing, right? So I don't know, I think I have a pretty sensible approach, but it's also, I trust my analysis. I believe in, hey, I know when to identify if it's high probabilities corrective or impulsive. So by analyzing each range and the probabilities of the range, I will be able to find a new position. And sometimes I enter very late in a range. Sometimes I may enter very early in a range. Sometimes I enter where I exited or later, but I don't care, right? It's money management, risk management. Because eventually what's going to happen, and you do not always know when, right? Eventually you're going to move up. And this range is not a corrective structure. Probabilities are not higher to move up. You're going to get a 5-waver down, and you look for a 3-wave correction and at least another 5 down. And maybe it's a zigzag. If so, cool. If it turns into a zigzag, yeah, guess what? Yo, Koen is part of the market again, right? Very nice. But if not, I'm happy I exited and I took some money out, right? So that is how I approach the higher time frame trading, I suppose. And I just realized from 15 to 100K, let's see, how much percent is this? What did we cover exactly at the moment? 600%, right? 600%. It's a lot. Right? It's a lot. 600% move from the tippy low here to the tippy top. Right? And I do realize that, yeah, like this year, somewhere 2025, I'm looking for an all-time high to be made. Maybe it's 100K, or, 110, but maybe it's 120, 130, 150. But it's, we're not far away, right? A few months maybe, right? And preferably between March, October, that's like the estimation based on Elliott waves. And then based on local structures, we will be able to get a better idea of exactly the when, right? But this move might as well be your last. Okay, maybe you get another range and then another move, but you bet I'll be selling here, and if the range is corrective, I'll be buying back, right? So I just analyze it not level by level, but range by range, I suppose, on the higher time frame. It makes, to me, absolutely zero sense to talk about targets 300K, 500K. It's very wishful thinking. The same happened last bull market and a bull market before and a bull market before, and it always happens, right? And that's also the problem, because people get carried away in the hype of the market, and they're not thinking with their head anymore, right? They're thinking with their emotion. Oh, we'll never go and get down, right? Oh, it's just a little retracement. Oh yeah, from 150K to 130K, just a little retracement, little break, next pump, 500K. Yeah. Keep believing that and you'll find yourself at 50K one day, The same people that kept buying when price went up to 69, they find themselves at 15 soon after. It's a pity, Oh, it's a pity. Anyway, lots of chatting. Let me go down here to recent stuff. Bonjour, what's up, Osmos? Fifth wave with first starting before COVID low, third loss Buron. Yeah, then you're going to have a deeper retracement, Marco. There's definitely at least something to say about that. And then, once a next bear market hits, we'll be observing the structures, because this channel is, of course, active both in the bull and the bear markets, and a lot of money can be made in bear markets. I don't know, people tend to find it easier to buy than to sell. But probabilities are probabilities, and actually, that's, again, we don't trade emotions. We don't buy or sell emotions. You buy probabilities or sell probabilities. And if we're in a bear market, I'm very happy to keep selling till the probabilities change. Of course, bear markets, as they tend to be corrective structures, tend to be more difficult to identify in, okay, when are we ending, right? But trading-wise, it's the same as trading a local move to the downside, but then it's on a weekly time frame or a daily time frame, right? So you get your 5-wave move up from 15 to whatever the target is, and then down you go, and we continue to analyze. There's no difference, right? You can short and long locally, but you can do the same, of course, on a higher time frame. Yeah, I can imagine Ice Cubes Lady. It's a interesting name for someone that doesn't really like the cold, eh? See, yeah, I've seen the counts: C's, WXYs, WXYXZs. Yeah, Adam, how you doing? Adam, I tagged you with a message in the mods channel, by the way. Daily profits. Yeah, probably one day it's not going to be a 4-year cycle. Don't need to have overlap between first and fourth. That's correct. It's still very uncommon, of course, if it doesn't. So probabilities are not really in favor, but it's something that can happen, yeah. Cosman, exactly. We just keep observing. Yeah, my history, so the chart with a lot of history for me is the index chart. That's the one I use to analyze very historical price action on a monthly time frame. But generally, weekly, daily, other time frames, I'm active here, yeah. Giannis, you have a very strong mindset, something I admire, and also want to achieve. And you will. And you will. Yeah. I guess also the strong mindset might be different to different people, of course, right? I have a strong mindset as in how can I explain this? I follow my own path. I don't it's my life. You know what I mean? I don't really look at what others are doing. I mean, I get inspired by people, so I pick who inspire me. But this is no educational advice, but I was a medical student. I was studying to be a doc in Amsterdam. And there were many things I already started earning money in different ways, business-wise, and eventually I quit the study. It's one of the toughest decisions I ever made because I love being a doctor, especially a surgeon. But it's one of the best. And of course, everyone around you says, are you sure? It's a great career. It's you can also earn a lot of money as a doc, or you can help people, and but still it's my life, and I chose to not continue and follow the entrepreneurial route. Now, there were reasons. I do not recommend someone randomly leaving, but I was already earning money with business-related things, and I just wanted to go all in, and I wanted to try it for a year. And maybe if I didn't make it that year, then I would go back. But I did make it that year, so I never went back. I earned enough money to survive. So, And there's a couple of decisions along the way. Now, yeah, I don't really, same in trading, I don't watch anyone else's analysis. It's not like they're not good. It's just that I don't want to be influenced. I trust myself more than anyone else. And that sounds very egoistic, I can imagine. But it's just that I know my tools. I know my way around the chart. I know what I'm looking for. And I don't want to be influenced by external factors, so to say. What I do want to be influenced by is examples or people that I admire and people that inspire me. I love to read books. I love to read autobiographies, right? I love to read entrepreneurial books. And yeah, you basically pick, like, yeah, I don't know. Mindset, there's so much mindset. I'm talking fluff maybe, who knows, but strong mindset might be different for everyone, but in some cases, I have a weak mindset. Sometimes when I'm trading, I make a mistake because of psychology, because I mess up. It's a weak mindset. So in that case, I of course, I also make mistakes. And sometimes with trading, I make a loss because I fuck up, right? So, yeah. What do you think about ICT? So I don't know the guy. I just heard about his way of trading and his strategy, and anything can work. So it doesn't matter if you use ICT or Elliott waves or trend lines, patterns, everything can work as long as you build a plan. So what I recommend is building a strategy using, building some statistics. So where is it? Educational content. And then if you go to the educational playlist and to this video here, right, which is true, by the way, sounds clickbaity, but you can absolutely do it with a simple plan. Probably the best video, these two are probably two of the best videos to watch on my channel, but they're both trading psychology and not technicals. So they might not always get the most views, but very, very important one. So it doesn't really matter what you use as long as you build a plan. And in order to build a plan, you got to go through a couple of steps. And some plans require very little time to build, but it does come down on knowing your tools, building statistics, and then start trading your plan, basically. And have a very good routine. I don't talk about routine in like morning routine, for example, in that video, maybe another one. But yeah, same shit, different day, basically, as a trader. Obese Balls, man, welcome, yo. Welcome back again. Yo, since you joined the channel, you've been an active lad, eh? Welcome, man. Francisco, thank you, sir, from Argentina. No, Sibel, you are the one. You are the one of the few who's being realistic. That's why I love you so much. Cheers, Sibel. I forgot Sibel, by the way. She's a rapper. How cool is that? And she also made some AI songs. She sent me a few about the channel. Oh, you can do so much with AI. Yeah? Like I actually got to look into that more. But Sibel, thanks for being here again. 3-day thoughts. 3-day. That's a unique time frame. I mean, the 3-day doesn't really change the analysis per se. It's just a higher time frame. But yeah, still looking for this or this. So on the 3-day, not looking down here, but locally, grind, push, grind, right? 1 2 1 2 1 2s, 3 4 5 4 5 4 5, and then eventually we get the retracement. What's happening on the CVD, by the way? Let me have a look. We're also online for an hour. The bullish CVD is a bit less interesting at the moment. Reason is that we already had a bullish CVD playing out here because price moved up and took the high. So you can see we have a low, higher low. You can see the check here because price moved up, took out this high. So that played out. This low now has again a CVD here, but that's not as interesting because you made this high. So preferably we look at CVDs on the right side over here. And then you can see we actually have a little bit of bear CVD. More interesting if we make higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows to then get consistent bullish, 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 bullish CVD. This one here is not interesting to me. I would be looking on the right side of the recent higher low. And also let's put this back on the chart because the local price action again, right? We have grind, move down, and we are moving sideways again. So it would be nice to eventually move into the fibs at least. Take it from there. Bear markets are really good for the fast gains. Yeah, bear markets can be amazing. Yeah, I agree. Typically, the market, of course, becomes more quiet. People love to buy, not really to sell. So people leave and then come back a year later. What's up, Oku? I was just looking at the long-term macro and I'm picking the chart out. But it's log chart, normal chart. Why and how does the... Oh, we covered this earlier. But basically, log chart corrects for the percentage difference of price. So in other words, if you go to the macro and you analyze a chart, for example, Bitcoin going from 1K to 110K, 1% at 1K is very different than 1% at 110K. And what the log chart does is it corrects for that difference, right? It equalizes the percentage. And that's why I also have log fibs. So the fibs work. You want to use log when you analyze a part of a chart that has pumped at least 100% minimum. And then you switch to log because the 1% where it was before compared to the 1% after 100% pump typically is very different. So you can correct for the difference using a log chart. So if you do macro analysis, I always switch to log because it's always going to be a chart that has moved many percent, a lot of percent, many percent. No? Yeah. What's that? Chart types. Oh yeah, chart types. I mean, I just use the candlestick chart. You can use line as well on high time frames. Those are the only two. Those are their favorite. I mostly use candles, but of course you can use line as well if you wish to. Line chart provides a lot more calmness, I suppose. It can be very relaxed to look at a line chart instead of a candlestick chart. The candlestick chart can be incredibly messy. And then you look at a line chart and it might become a lot simpler. Besides, my line is blue, my background is blue-black, so it just gives me a very calm environment. So yeah, sometimes I do use, but I don't typically on streams and content, of course, I use the candles, right? But you can see it, you see how messy it looks compared to a line. It's just, I don't know, easy for the eye, I suppose. So sometimes it's easier to see structures on a line chart as well, right? Down, up, down. So yeah. Let's see if there's any differences between our candlestick chart. It's pretty much the same, no? Bearish scenario would be zigzag. Alternatively, A, B, C, D. I don't think a triangle works here. Right? A, B, C, D. No, because you took out this high. But still, you would have a 1, you'd have a 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your most bearish option. And then A, B, C. And then you look for C down. So that's, of course, bearish with a flat in B. It's the same. It's already, of course, what we have. Bullish-wise, you got to look into WXYs, WXY, XZs. The problem the bulls have is the it's just so long, man. It is such a long range. If you move up, count this as a B or an X. There's no way we count this as a 2. It's so long. It's really low probabilities to count it as a 2. The bulls have to look into multi-zigzag structures. So you're going to be looking W, X, Y, X, Z question. So W, X, Y. Yeah, W, X, Y, possibly W, X, Y, X, Z. But yeah. 236 has been touched. 236 is a rare retracement target, though. Would not be good. Is the recent move down corrective in your opinion? At the moment, you can't really. There is an impulsive twist to it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Right? If you want to end the structure, you got to go to a lower time frame if you want to. If you need to count a zigzag now, like an ABC. So this has to be A, B, 886 touch. And then a couple of 1-2s. So it just like the move, the big grind down that created the low, right? So look at this, right? Very, very, very messy, very long structure as well. And here, if you want this to be corrective, you would need a zigzag-ish structure to the downside. Which then means all of this has to be your wave C. So you need to go into 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, etc. Right? So let's see. In that case, you would have 1, 2, 3, 4 2s. Then you get your 3, and then you have 1, 2, 3. Maybe get another low. This is of course. This is like 5-min stuff, right? Take it with a grain of salt. But that's the only way you would like look to then end, right? Either you have a low, but then you need an impulse up, and at the moment this looks a bit tricky unless you got up, new low, up, unless it's a multi 1-2, but it doesn't look strong. Bit of bearish CVD. So yeah, if you make a new low, you have the golden pocket down here. But that's then slowly where you want to end things. If you're losing this support, there's not much below here, right? There's not much going on below this box, which, let's see, maybe a volume, okay, value area low at 94.8. You can see your wave C is quite long, so there's definitely an impulsive way to count this move to the downside. And the bearish CVD divergences have played out. So if you want to count it corrective, then you got to make a low very soon. Basically, that's what the probabilities would suggest. Yeah. So at the moment, there's just no signs of clear strength. Right, so yeah, gotta be patient. A bit of volume coming in, I can imagine. Yeah. Levente. Started to learn trading 1 year ago with a few $100. Zeroed it in a few months. Started again with a few hundred again. Doubled it in 8 months. Wow, that's impressive. Trade safe. 8 months. Oh, it's good. It's good, right? Make sure you trade safe, and welcome to the trading community. No, I'm happy you're here on the channel and you appreciate, or at least it's useful to your style of trading. Always happy to hear that. Always happy to hear it. What age were you satisfied with your habits and routines? I think it's difficult to put a number on it. You know, like there's so many different phases you go through, and your habits and your routines. Let me keep it at least on the chart. your habits and routines, they just change per phase. You know, if you're a student, your routine is going to be completely different than when you're done studying. And I mean, unless you have, of course, a 9 to 5, but entrepreneur-wise, it's very different. So, you know, when was I satisfied? I was satisfied when I was at school. I put a lot of time and effort into making the most of my free hours to make my homework, because I had stuff outside school. You know, I was a host on TV in the Netherlands. I started to become a speaker. I was a professional gamer. I had stuff going on, and I needed to put the time after university into my career. I rarely ever went to parties. I don't really like parties. Birthday parties are fine, but I mean, going to clubs and stuff has never been my style. I'm not really a party club person. I'm very much a grind guy. So I know what I want, and I just do it. I try to do a little bit every day, and so I was happy at school and university. I was happy with what I did, who I was, and as an entrepreneur, there's been good moments and worse moments, I suppose. But what I'm doing at the moment, I have a very good schedule, and yeah, it works for me. And I'm happy where I am from an entrepreneurial point of view. So just as like the routine I have, you know, like going to bed, getting up, the stuff I do in the morning. So I'm happy with, I suppose, who I am. Yeah. So oh. But also, in order to get the routine that I have nowadays, it took time. Right? I wasn't here where I didn't have this routine and everything I do now when I started. So, you know, you got to give yourself time. Read some books, right, about efficiency. Use some ChatGPT to make a good plan, and then adjust it to your own needs. You know. So yeah. Where's my glass? There we go. I just did touch the button, didn't I? Oh, the sound button. I played Trackmania professionally. That was my game. Yep. I was a Trackmania player. So and I've participated in world championships, and third of the world in 2014, I was third in the world. And I played many events, many tournaments. I played for Team Acer, played for Infused Gaming, played for Dignitas, played for Four Kings, played for C-Clan, played for Big Grip Gaming. But most of my career was in Acer. So I played for Team Acer for 4 or 5 years. Wait, like old school guys. We're talking like young Kuni. Wait, if we look for Koens, right, just Koens on the internet, we should be able to find some stuff. So esports charts, pictures. So, oh yeah, this is from a report. That's me. Back in the day. Yo, man, when was this? 5th of March. What date are we? What date are we talking here? I don't know. Oh, wait, 2014. It's literally in the banner. Hello. So that's already 10 years ago. But I started Trackmania in... Wait, what's this? Yo, my name became a tablet? Okay. But I started in 2006. And then in 2007, I went professional. Hey, this is the CVD template in Discord. You can download this for free, by the way. It's just free. So this is the World Championship final where I got third. There we go. Zarada Cup that I won. That was fun. That's me here with the hood. So cool. Yeah. Oh man, the good old day. Man, it was a lot of fun. What's this? Oh, I don't know this. This was these pictures were taken for an event in Germany. When we went to Germany, it was my teammate Royal. So yeah, I played Call Junior, World Champion, Tween. It's been a very, very fun career. So yeah. So hey, anyone wants to play? Yeah, I'm in. Boot up the game. I'm ready. Yeah. So yeah. How many hours you put into? When I started, I'll go to the questions and stuff here. But when I started playing, when I was 14 years old, school. The rule at home was school always first. As long as school goes well, you're allowed to do whatever. So school always went well, and then afterwards, I have my friend group as well since I was like 14. So I also have my friends. But yeah, in the evenings, I just spent time in the evenings playing and driving, and then I got asked by a team, and then joined a team, got better with team wars, clan matches and whatnot, and then eventually I got asked by a professional team 10 months after starting in 2007. That's when I got into the professional scene when I was 15. My parents signed the contract. I'll never forget sitting on the blue couch that we had at home in the living room and telling them that a package arrived, which was my contract. So yeah, and that's when I became a professional. So yeah, you know, like when I watch old videos, Trackmania videos from my performances and stuff back in the day, I mean, it does bring nostalgia, you know, like it was an amazing time. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun with teammates, with not teammates. Like it's all the professionals are basically a friend group. We just hang out all together at events. Yeah, we got to win and stuff, but it's really fun. So, is the reason move down corrective in your opinion? Yeah, so it's tricky because there's definitely the possibility to count also an impulse here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and especially this low, right? There's the potential for a 3-wave here to create a flat A, B, and then a wave C to move into the fibs. So it's not a clear, if this is A, B, we touch the 886, which is very rare for 2, right? More common for a wave B, but then all of this is a wave C, right? It's a very big wave C, and there's at least now a possibility, of course, to count a 5-wave. So in order to be more confident to talk about continuation, and this is where Elliott waves patience is tested, is the 886 becomes very important, right? Once 886 is touched, look for a rejection to the golden pocket, gives a potential entry, stop loss, look for higher and the next area of resistance, or we are still at support. So we have a bit of a grind, we move down, get a bit of a grind. Preferably, you now form a couple of 4-5s in the circle here, right? So you are looking to end a first structure, possibly, and get a bit of a bounce to at least move into the fibs with the potential of continuation. That's the question. So you can see how horizontal price is moving after a bigger drop. But then the move up that's where we'll see. Right? If it moves up to the 886, then yeah, look for the high, look for 99. If you can pass 99, then 105K is next. What I answered this one? Where were we? Why not always use logarithmic? Because it's different. It's a different chart. The levels are a bit different. Your fibs are a bit different. It's a different chart. Because if you use log fibs, your fibs are going to be slightly different compared to the linear fibs, and sometimes that matters, right? So or with levels. So I use linear most of the time, mainly because of the uses of fibs. It's not necessary to use log fibs on lower time frames. Yeah. Haikanashi, yeah. Tried using that someday, but never really got into it. How do you count the beginning of growth from August 5 to September 6th? I already thought it was this low. And then to August 5 to September 6. Oh, we're either counting 1, 2, and then you go up, or triangle, finished E here, and this is your first 1, 2. Depends on how many 4, 5s you basically want to add. So of course, in my bullish count, I do have a 1, 2 there. But yeah, I've never really, when this was finished, I never looked back at this structure because it's very ugly. So it's just, if every range you create after an all-time high has a higher probability to be corrective, you just add another 1, 2. And then eventually you get to the first range, which you then label as a 1, 2, but you only know that a long time after, right? So that's, this is a hindsight range. Yeah. And target. What's up? Yo, Army Piper, man. Nice stream yesterday, by the way. I was there the whole live stream. It was interesting to hear the thoughts of Traderfly as well. I forgot your other guest, but it was interesting. I was running your stream in the background when I was doing my own stuff. It's nice. Like it's a nice setup with all the different windows, being able to see, of course, other people's charts and their analysis. It's cool. It's cool. If you don't know Army Piper, by the way, make sure to check it out. Make sure to check him out. So wait, Army Piper, pop. So wait, your other channel. Is this the same? Are we talking the same? Oh wait, here. There we go. So there you go. And yesterday he was live. 5 waiting. Oh wait, you're going live in 8 minutes. Yo, good luck, man. When was I? I was live yesterday. Why is it not showing? Oh yeah, 22 hours ago. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it was fun. OC guy, that was the other one there. It was a good one. Cheers, Army Piper, man. Bouncing now. Yeah, support. Daily Profits. I thought I recognized your name, probably from gaming. If you do happen to recognize my name, then it has to be my gaming background. Yeah, I never excelled in another area. So I mean, I'm a speaker as well, a global keynote speaker, but I think the chance is very, very slim that anyone watching now happened to sit in one of my audiences globally. I mean, what's the chance, you know? What's the chance? I don't really think. It would be interesting as well. You were a stereotypical nerd gamer. Yeah, at least I did good at school. Did well at school. Did sports, had my friends. But yeah, my work was being a pro gamer. That was my side gig next to school. I used to work at a bakery and then at a fuel station and in a restaurant. But yeah, eventually once I got paid to be a professional, and then like I mean the rest, just all the other stuff, I quit, and then January 20. Oh, man, I always have to think about this because it had to do with, it was just before COVID, so that's what, 2021, January 2021, and that was because I was asked to host a television show about crypto, so that's how I got into it. Yeah, exactly. Wife also requires some attention, I suppose. Community tournament soon. If I play an event, then it would be a cup of the day. I won one cup of the day. Like, so I basically stopped playing professionally, and then I did other stuff. And then when TM 2020 came out, I was like, okay, my goal is to win one cup of the day, just to show like, hi guys, still around. So won a cup of the day, and that was it. and then I never really played another cup of the day. I like watching while I'm doing other stuff, and watching a stream in the background or something. So you'll see. Wait, can we go to the Trackmania cup of the day? Trackmania cup of the day. Let me see that. Trackmania IO. Up. Hello. Okay. Well, how can we players? Rank inactive. I know, but this is the Royal Trophy Cup of the Day. There you go. Total wins 1. So yeah, I won 1, and then I was like, I'm done. So Twilight, which was a dirt track, so it was a bit more traditional, and yeah, great map. So that's the one that I won. But I played a couple in the beginning. I played for fun, and then I was interesting. So yeah. I'm really shit on ice tracks. I never really get the hang of it. But yeah, whenever I played, and you will mostly find me in Division 1. So if you watch Virtual or Spam or Granadi or Massa or Call Junior or whatever, and they are playing Cup of the Day, then if I play, then there's a very, very high chance you'll see me because I'll be in Division 1. As long as it's not an ice track, you'll see me in Division 1. Are you in a trade right now? Yes. Milo, welcome. We also touched the 886 at 91K. Yeah, but that one is irrelevant because it's in the middle of a corrective structure, right? Like you only want to take an 886 from the start to the end of a corrective structure, or the start to wherever the low is. Not in the middle, because a wave Y, a wave C, a wave D, a wave E, a wave C of a running flat can all end on an 886, which means it's the third leg of a correction or more if it's a triangle. You only want to take it from the start to the first drop, basically. What's up, Bert? Welcome. Can the recent drop be 5 waves? Yes. Why did the Elliott wave trader get lost at sea? They kept looking for the third wave, but it never showed up. KW. How many Elliott wave analysis does it take to change a light bulb? Just one, but they'll predict 3 different scenarios before doing it. Exactly. And then you execute the highest probability one. You still got it. I mean, I played the Cup of the Day a while ago, but it's like cycling. When I boot up the game, get my controller, just give me a few minutes and, I'm back into it. It's just because you played it so much. I played the game so much for 12 years that if I boot it up, it's just getting used to it a little bit, and then you're back at it. My best ROI is still from Counter-Strike cases. This guy. I'm a trader, but my performance in Counter-Strike was better. Opening cases. Nice. Okay, I got to move, guys. It's been a great live stream. Been online for 1 hour 35, so time absolutely flies. So it would be nice for price to move into the fibs at some point and then take it from there, to be honest. So far we're at support. So far support holds, and take it step by step. So probabilities, of course, on a higher time frame remains bullish. Let me do short summary. So on the higher time frame, right, we're still looking for price to move up, bit of a continuation of the range, just continue ranging, and then eventually move up. Even if we do move down, just for the people, if you do move, still looking for a continuation afterwards. At the moment, there's no reason on the chart to be extremely bearish and think about the end of a bull market from an Elliott wave point of view. And locally, I forgot the polylines this morning. So this is your bullish scenario, either Y finished or Y in here. This range, that's something I forgot to say this morning, but I did it at the beginning of the stream. This range is incredibly long compared to the move up. So if you're looking for A, B, C, then, or WXY, whatever, this is low probabilities. This is a wave 2 and a 1, 2, 3, and the moon is the target. If you go up, probabilities are higher. This is a wave B or a wave X, meaning probabilities are higher. You're going to look for a C or a Y, meaning probabilities are higher to then continue the correction afterwards. So that's your bullish scenario here. And then we have the diagonal. Arguably still quote-unquote bullish short term, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you look for correction and continuation. Wave B can be anything, right? It can be a zigzag, can be flats, can be any corrective structure. And this is one that I am, would be very interesting, but this is one that I'm at least tracking. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finished A. Running flat would be bad stuff, and then C down. Doesn't have the highest probabilities because running flat, C didn't take A, right? Running flat is the rarest flat structure. You have an 886 touch at the high, which is very uncommon for a wave 2, right? Unrelated to impulse, yes, no, but 886s are just not common, but you also have a running flat. So it's just Elliott waves. I don't care personally which direction we go. I trade any direction, up, down, left, right. It's just that from an Elliott wave probability standpoint, if you learn Elliott waves, know the probabilities in Elliott waves, you'll know that a running flat is quite simply a rare structure. So preferably, even if we're looking at a B, you're not yet finished and you're still looking for a range, and then later you go down. That would have the highest probability, which then leads to all scenarios basically look for at least a continuation of the range or a bounce. Compared to price taking out the low. And then once a bounce happens, we'll take it from there, right? Is it corrective? Is it impulsive? What does the volume do? How does it react to resistance levels? That sort of stuff. We're here every day. We'll be able to analyze that. So, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, CVD now is only interesting on the right side of the recent low, so it's still a bit young. So I saw bearish CVD in the chat, but it's very young. Got to give it a bit of time, to be honest. But we created a low just now. It would be nice for bulls to not take the low, because there's not a lot going on here. I don't have any support levels, any horizontals. It's below the golden pocket, it's below the value area low of this range as well. So it wouldn't be too great if you take out this low. I might possibly just look for price to take a 94K. So there's only a very small little value area low of the range here at 94.8, but it's not the greatest. So and also locally, again, right, just to repeat, bit of a grind, sharp move down, bit of a grind. We haven't touched the fib yet, right? So it's a common or minimum retracement target would be a 382, and generally an impulse, if impulsive, or C. But you look for a sharp move down, and then once you get this, generally you're looking for some 4 and 5s end the structure, and then a bit of a bounce into the fibs would be nice. But so far we just have bearish market structure. Nothing changed here. Yeah, we have a low made on some volume, but market structure is still the same. So okay. Oh, maybe a band-aid, by the way. Are you able to have dinner one day earlier while I'm here? Just reply to me in Discord. Instead of breakfast on I don't know what it was, 24. One day earlier dinner maybe in the evening. Okay. So that being said, everyone, time to wrap things up. Be safe, because this range is very long in time, and I covered it a bit more in the beginning, but the fact that the range is very long in time, you have to be aware of this range so far, this one, not being related to this move up, because it's 10 times longer, right? So it slowly increases probabilities that whatever is forming here is a new structure, not related to the move to the upside, right? If you do move up, then B or X, but trade safe, right? The fact that price range is so long is really annoying. It is really annoying. So yeah, just make sure you trade very safe. If it's a new structure, by the way, if we look for a new structure, then basically what we're looking for is this diagonal or this diagonal. You're basically you're looking for lows. So just trade safe. And it's not it's not been a great chart, this range. So Florian, would be best if you check out I just did a summary. The probabilities are higher to first still look for a bounce. WXY, bounce, diagonal, bounce, bearish scenario, running flat. From an Elliott wave point of view, a running flat is always the lowest probability scenario, because an expanding and regular flat are more common. So a running flat to finish B at this high is very rare, never preferred, unless other stuff fails, and the other stuff fails if we lose support and continue down. And preferably, if we are still in a B, then we are looking for continuation of the range and then down later. So then you have, again, you get more clarity at a later stage, but that would be the most bearish option, basically. Yeah, it's a very ugly chart. Let's be honest here. Okay. Thanks everyone for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your trading. I wish you nice green numbers on your screen. But yeah, a bit of volatility, bit of news. Just make sure you trade safe. I will highlight the probability summary that I just did at the end. And we will see each other again tomorrow. And yeah, let's see where price is tomorrow, because it's it's about time this range is going to end, to be honest. So and I don't care if we go to 105 or to 87, but it would be time to get out of this stuff. So yeah, make sure your risk management is on point. Have a clear strategy, clear plan, know what you're doing. So thanks everyone. I will see you again tomorrow.